All right, everybody. I told you all it was going to be a good day, didn't I? Okay. The Texas Longhorns have defeated the Michigan Wolverines 31 to 12 inside the Big House. It was a very impressive victory. Look, even if Michigan is a little bit worse than what we thought they were, that is still an impressive victory. When we went in there, it was loud. You saw like there was a couple false starts from Cam Williams. Uh, th- there was definitely an effect from playing in the Big House where it's just one of those places that you go, and I really wish I could have gone and watched that game in person, because that's just one of those venues that it's just iconic. And their fans, they showed out. Texas fans did show out. A shout out to the Texas fans that went out there. Y'all absolutely, you could see burnt orange all over the place, speckled in there. And we had a lot of fans representing us out there. And you could see at the end of the game, wasn't a lot of Michigan fans, a lot of Texas fans. But before I go any further, if you like the video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then comment down below your thoughts on the video. Uh, Look, I'll be responding to all your thoughts if you put a comment down there. I want to know your thoughts. It was a fun day for Longhorns. I want to feel the vibe from everybody. If you're a Michigan fan, put down a salty comment down there too. I love them. Uh, I guess we're better to start off than the entire team. Just complete domination from start to finish. Now the first drive, yes, there were moments that it was like, okay, this might be a little bit tougher of a game, but really those moments came from self-inflicted wounds. And once we got rid of those self-inflicted wounds, we were we were going and going and going, and there was no stopping Texas. Now, one thing that I want to kind of look at, and I'm not really too sure, so I'm not gonna be able to go through it right now, but I'm pretty sure every single drive that we didn't have a no. Okay, so there's one drive that we didn't have. Okay, I know y'all are like, what the hell is he talking about? All except for one drive that we didn't score on. There was a penalty in the drive, so those delay those push, push you back. You're 3rd and 5, you get a holding call, 3rd and 15. Well, you know, if you get a completion, you get the point. But hit false start, 3rd and 7. Now you're 3rd and 12, right? So these are things that put you behind schedule. And when Texas got rid of those, we were moving down the field at will. Quinn Ewers, he looked like he was in complete control of the offense today. He looked like a Heisman candidate would. He only threw for 66, and I know we're saying only, right? But that's how good Quinn Ewers is. Let me go ahead and pull up the stats here. Quinn Ewers, he only threw for 66%, 246 yards. This was actually, if you were to erase the touchdowns and interceptions, and you were to just look at completion percentage, yards, and average yards per attempt, 6.8. You're like, man, Quinn Ewers really he didn't have that great of a day. Couldn't be further from the truth. He was just operating this offense at an elite level. The leading rushers, as you see, Ryan Wingo got the leading rush with that 55-yard rush. That was funny. Jarrett Gibson kind of stepped up, 3.6 yards per carry, 36 yards. Nothing amazing, but he was look. A lot of those are in tough yardage, and it's not meant for him to go far. Like, actually, a lot of them were pretty limited in the amount of yards that you can get, because they were all in the goal line or red zone. Uh, Quintravian Wisener, who stepped up immediately as soon as Jaden Blue went out, Wisener was up there, and Wisener was looking good. Uh, 8 carries for 30 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. Jaden Blue, 9 carries for 22 yards. Wasn't amazing. It was nice to see that he got. It was nice to see him come back in the game, and he wasn't necessarily healthy. You can see it was still bothering him a little bit, and that's where some of those his. I'm not going to look too much. I'm not going to put too much into the yards, right? Because look, Michigan's a good defense. They're a good rush defense, but I mean, we were told that they were going to shut us down. I don't know. I didn't feel like they shut us down. And then this guy might be the player of the game. Like Quinn Ewers is most likely player of the game. And I'm gonna put a poll up on Twitter. I actually let me go do that right now because I want to find out what the public is thinking. So because it really comes down to Quinn Ewers and Gunnar Helm. So I'm gonna put this up right now. I know I'm not really live, so this is kind of a bad format to be doing this with the video. But there we go. Okay, so polls up. If you're watching the video, probably too late. But if you're watching the video that soon, hey, if you're a real one, go vote on the poll if you haven't already. Uh, Gunnar Helm, 7 receptions, 98 yards, 1 touchdown, 14 yards per reception. That dude, and I heard third and Longhorn while I was waiting for the video to upload and finish processing. By the way, every play is up now. If you haven't seen it, you can go find it. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. Should be easy to find. But when you look at it, Gunnar Helm, there was one reception too that really stood out, and it was he fought for a lot of extra yards, and not a lot of extra yards, but he fought a lot for some extra yards, and he looked damn good today. Just he's an all around it's like I've said before. He's a jack of all trades. He may not be the best he may not be the best receiver on the team. He may not be the best blocker on the team. But you can bet your sweet patootie that he's going to be damn good in both. And he's going to be a very good tight end. Honestly, I think that this is the game that will propel him onto the NFL stage for some to have his draft stock shoot up. Great day for Gunnar Helm. Isaiah Bond, look, 17 yards per reception. He was immediately the third down option for Quinn Ewers. 3 receptions, 51 yards. Great day for him. Matthew Golden, 6 receptions, 41 yards, 6.8 per reception, 1 touchdown. Jaden Blue, 6 receptions, 37 yards, 6.2 per reception, 1 touchdown. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for DeAndre Moore because DeAndre Moore is probably one of my favorite players on the team, and he's probably he's the most Jordan Whittington like. And what I mean by that is Jordan Whittington was going to be the ultimate teammate, and he just didn't care. He didn't care what personal success he had to give up for the team, as long as the team got success. And that this year is DeAndre Moore. Not to say that other guys don't care about team success over personal success. Okay? But DeAndre Moore, it just screams. There was I want to say it was actually Bond, but it was either Bond or Golden. And shoot, you know what? It may have been Wiseman. Whatever. But it was one of those 3. There was a little screen on the inside. No, it was Bond. There was a screen on the inside, and the guy that made the block that let us get the first down. Who was that? That was DeAndre Moore. So I really he's had a bunch of those plays over the last 2 weeks, like types of plays where it's just total teammate play. And for him to, do what he's supposed to do and then finally get a reward for it. And then to have that called back, that really, that sucked. I feel bad for him, but you know what? Knowing him, he probably doesn't give a crap. Texas won, and that's all he cares about. Jahdae Barron, he looked great. Recovered that fumble immediately. The Texas defense was just suffocating. There's no other way to say it than whatever Michigan wanted to do, which they couldn't pass. If you watched the preview, I wasn't worried about their ability to pass. What they wanted to do is they wanted to run the ball on us and they wanted to control the clock. Well, we didn't let them. And you look at their rushing, 3.5 yards per carry is not bad, right? Well, I mean, we only had 4.5. But 80 yards total, I would be willing to say, like, you know what? Here, let's just go ahead and try and find out. I think that that's the lowest amount of rushing yards that a team is that Michigan has allowed. Let me see. Teams got to go to the Big Ten. Michigan rushing game log. Okay. All right. Iowa. And that we're going to talk about that. Yeah. So, since the year 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, there have been 3 teams to only surrender under 100 rushing yards to Michigan. Georgia, Iowa, and Texas. Georgia, 2021. Amazing defense. Iowa. Yes, it's Iowa, right? No offense. Well, not anymore. But used to be no offense, all defense. Texas has a legit defense. We are here. The defense is here. Okay? The pass defense was amazing. They couldn't get shit. Excuse my language, right? But 22, hey, look, 66%, just like Quinn, right? And that's what I was saying earlier. Sorry, I'm not 100% back, but so that's what I was saying earlier. If you were to compare his numbers aren't that far from Quinn's. If you remove the touchdowns and interceptions, numbers aren't that far from Quinn's. So you'd be like, well, both quarterbacks are mid at least. No, that just goes show how stats can also kind of deceive in sometimes, right? But as far as operating the offense goes, Quinn Ewers was doing that a lot better. Donovan Edwards, he looked a lot better than he did versus Fresno, but we still held him in check. Colston Loveland, what did you expect? Right? He was their main target. He was their only target versus Fresno State, and he was the guy that they had to continually go to. Really, and if you look at it, how did they get their points? Their 12 points. 2 field goals, and then they had to go for it on 4th down to get down there. Now, if I was a Michigan fan, I'd at least like to. I at least like to see that fight, right? I at least like to see the fight from Michigan to go down there and do. And as a Texas fan, obviously it would be a lot better if we didn't give up that touchdown and we had stopped them on 4th down one or two of those times. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, this defense, what they did all day long was legit. And I'm not going to make an excuse saying about, oh, the backups were in there, because no, the backups weren't in there. We were playing our defense the entire time. We rotate guys, yes, we do. But you look at the touchdown, Jalen Gilbo was the guy that the touchdown was scored on. Jalen Gilbo is one of the best defenders that we got this year. And he, again, up at the top of the tackling, 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass deflection, 5 total, 2 solo. And that's the other thing. Tackles for loss, love to see that. Sacks, 1 sack from Colin Simmons. That dude is going to be an absolute monster at the University of Texas, a 3-and-done type guy. Defense did their job. Defensive line, they did their job. Offensive line, I wish we had offensive line stats on here, because the offensive line just destroyed Michigan. There was a lot of talk about that Michigan interior defensive line, and they were nullified. And then, look, would love if Burt Auburn didn't miss that field goal earlier, and I'm not going to put it on the win. I'm not going to blame it on that or anything like that, but it is what it is. I haven't lost any faith in Burt. I think he's just fine. So, All that to say, what a great day as a Texas Longhorn fan. Uh, you go and you look at this team stats too. This is where it was won. Third downs. When we got to third down, we converted. When they got to third down, we stopped them. And that's how you win ball games right there. Uh, like you look at it, it's not that we had 105 more yards than them total. What's the difference? We got them off the field. They didn't get us off the field. And then sometimes they didn't even have to get to third down. You look at the turnovers. We we were another guy. I can't believe I almost didn't forget. I almost forgot to mention. Oh. And this is where I love to say thank you to Dabo Swinney and Clemson. I didn't know y'all didn't want good players. I didn't know that, but apparently y'all don't because Andrew Makuba was flying around on the football field. He was hard hits. And then here's the other thing: if there was ever a guy, like if there was a moment that it looked like early on, it looked like there was a big run was about to happen. Taft comes in, sets it, and tackles him, stops the loss. These defensive backs, specifically the safeties, they're loss stoppers. If something big is happening, they stop it. They thwart it right then and there. It's rare. It seems like it's going to be a rare thing when something like a goal scoring on Jalen Gilbo happens. So, it just what a day from the Texas defense. What a day from the Texas offense. Complete control from Quinn Ewers. Everybody like Texas went in there and did exactly what they wanted to do. They had practiced this, they had schemed for this, and they did exactly what they wanted to do. And I don't know if there's any better compliment than that. So, what a great day for the Texas Longhorns. What a great day for us Texas fans. And as always, look, every play video, I'm gonna have those out as soon as possible. Go check that out. If you want to support those every play videos, the best way to do that is sign up for my Patreon. That's just Patreon, Nash Talks Texas. Patreon.com/Nash Talks Texas. I'll put a link down below in the comment section, pin it. But other than that, I can't think of anything else to say other than tough all day and hook 'em.